Hey friends, this is Michelle Marks with Temple Love Yoga. Thanks so much for joining me for an at-home yoga sequence. We're going to find a comfortable seated pose. If you need to be perched up at the edge of a blanket, go ahead. Allow yourself to arrive and welcome love, welcome joy, right? There's a million reasons that we can practice, but a really great one is to come home to joy, to love, to acceptance, to this amazing sacred temple and the breath that animates it. So fill yourself up with that juicy goodness before you even take a particular pose, right, or shape. So find a comfortable seated position and connect to the fullness of your breath and just tap into your frequency where it is you're beginning from as you join me for this practice. So maybe closing the eyes. Letting spaces in the body soften, being interested in where it is you're beginning from. One more very big breath in. Complete breath out. And then you're going to lift your spine, your waist, and you're just going to start to twist over to your right. Lifting from the waist as you revolve the ribs over to the right. And then on an inhale, lift your right arm up into the sky, lean over towards your left knee. Breathing in. As you exhale, bring your right hand down towards your left knee. Crisscross the arms as you bow forward. And then as you inhale, let the arms wrap around one another as you lift the elbows up. Exhale, unwind the arms, place the fingerprints on the floor behind you, soles of the feet on the floor. And you're going to inhale, lift your hips up, lift through your inner thighs, broaden across your chest. And as you exhale, come down to the floor, find a seated pose. See if you can cross the other leg in front or on top, breathing in. As you exhale, you're going to twist over to your left, right hand outside left knee or thigh, left fingers behind you. Move the back of the body towards the front of the body as you twist left. And then on an inhale, lift your left arm up into the sky. As you exhale, reach your left arm towards the right knee. Stay rooted through the left sit bone. Draw the navel in as you revolve the ribs open. Breathing in. As you exhale, let that left hand cascade down to the right knee. Cross the arms as you bow forward. And then on an inhale, keep the arms wrapping around one another as you lift up from the waist, lift up from the elbows. As you exhale, unwind the arms, place the hands behind you, fingers in towards the body, root the feet. Inhale, lift your hips up, lift from your inner thighs. And as you exhale, come on back to the floor, find your seat. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together. We're going to flow a little bit here for the groins. So you're going to take a big breath in, big breath out, and then you're just going to switch yourself to a half butterfly, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, take it to the other side, breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, both legs wide. Breathing in, Breathing out. We're going to flow like this. Inhale back to your butterfly pose. Find a breath out. Inhale, exhale, half butterfly pose. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, center, exhale, take it to the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, center, exhale, let the legs come wide. Breathing in, breathing out. One more round. Inhale, butterfly pose. Exhale, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale from the back of the body. Exhale, half butterfly pose. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale, smooth as possible. Just take it to the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, legs come wide. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, center. One more time, butterfly pose, bowing forward. Inhale, lift yourself up, plant your palms, root your feet. One more time, tabletop pose, lift your hips high. And as you exhale, come on down. You're going to cross your ankles and come through hands and knees. And then from here, we're going to tuck the toes under, slip the hips up into the sky, downward facing dog, taking your gaze to the tops of the thighs or the navel as you reach down through your heels. Maybe pedaling the feet out a little bit, one at a time. And then rooting through the feet, drawing the shins back, lifting up through the thighs. On an inhale, you're going to sweep your right leg all the way back behind you. Maybe even bending the knee, opening up in the hip. And then as you exhale, step that right foot forward. From here, we're going to spin our back heel down to the floor and bring the right hand inside the right foot. Draw the right hip behind the right knee and inhale, take your left arm straight up into the sky. Let your spine sort of lean back in space. Keep the legs engaged as you lengthen out of the waist. On an out breath, bring your left hand back down to the floor. Lift the back heel. Step the left foot outside the left hand. Lower your hips down for a squat malasana. Press down from the inner arches of the feet as well as the pinky toe side of the foot. You're going to bring your hands to the floor and you're going to float your right toes back. Spin your right heel down, set up so that your left hand is inside your left shin. Take a moment to reach the left hip back behind the left knee. Feel the thighs scissoring in. And inhale your right arm this time up into the sky as you're going to fall back into the left leg. Right leg super active, reaching out from your belly through your heart. And then exhale, bring your right hand back to the floor. Lift the back heel. You can step the left hand outside the left foot. Come on back, downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then on an in-breath, let your left leg come up into the sky. Maybe you even bend the knee as you lengthen through the standing right leg. Open up through the hips. And as you exhale, this time step your left foot forward between the hands. You're going to bring your left hand inside the left foot once again. Spin the right heel back to the floor. Bring that left hip behind the left knee. This time, we're going to walk our hands forward and bow forward, but still reach back through that strong right leg. Feel the inner thighs pulling towards one another. And then on an inhale, walk your hands in. Lift your back heel. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Lower your hips down, Malasana, back into your squat. As you press down through the feet and let your hips drop, lift up from your pelvic floor and your lower abdomen. Let your hands come back to the floor. We're just going to reverse it. Stepping the left toes back in space. Spinning the left heel down to the floor. Bringing that right hip behind the right knee. And then walking the fingerprints or the hands forward. Kind of bowing forward, reaching from navel to heart, but drawing your hips back. And then climbing your hands back in and up, lift your back heel, step your way to downward facing dog, breathing in fully, breathing out completely, and then dropping your knees to the floor. We're going to prepare for a forearm balance, and you might just take the preparatory stage and build that strength in the upper body as you stay on your forearms. Or you may start to lift your legs up into the sky. We'll see what happens for me here. So come on down to your hands and knees and then bring your elbows to the floor. I personally like to kind of catch opposite elbow and then hook my arm bones, right? Roll on the flesh to press down. But it really depends on your skeleton. You may have to go wider, but I find drawing the arm bones in and feeling that upper arm bone rotating out as I press down through the mound between the thumb and the first finger is what helps me. So taking the gaze between the forearms, lifting the hips up, walking the heels in so the shoulders are over the elbows, and maybe you stay right here. Maybe you play with lifting one leg up into the sky, softening the other knee as you roll that hip point down. Maybe you play with hopping. Coming on down, you can rest in child's pose. And then when you come on up, we're going to bring the knees together and the feet apart. And tucking the thighs in towards the calves, kind of lifting the very bundled up, the little bit of flesh on the knees to come seated in Virasana for a moment, feeling that internal rotation of the thighs. Let the eyes close down and just breathe the length of the spine. And then on an inhale, breathe the eyes open. Just going to bring your knees or your feet underneath you. as you sit over to one side of your feet, and you're going to come down onto your back. And then see about catching that right knee with your left hand. We're just going to bring the right knee over to the left for a twist. Roll that left hip underneath you and rotate that right waist down towards the left foot. You can turn your gaze away from the bent leg. And then roll your way back to center. You can bring your left knee into your chest. Right leg can come long, or you can keep it bent. And then catch hold of your left foot for a half happy baby pose. You can keep your right hip anchored. You're welcome to open that left leg up. And maybe stay in the bend. And then catch your left knee with your right hand. You're going to bring your left knee over to the right as you roll over onto the right outer hip. And reach that left arm maybe like a cactus or out to a T opposite the bent leg. And then unwind yourself. You can bring both knees back into the chest. Maybe you come all the way up into a ball. And then release. And letting the legs come long as you let the hips settle. Lengthening the tailbone. And giving yourself a moment to receive.